Hello and welcome to the Real Life Insights. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan. Remember, this is a segment where we get to digest, dissect, break down topics of life, not bring you pros, pundits, specialists, experts, people who are deep in these things just to help me do this. And today, I'm excited because we are going to talk about why you keep going back to that toxic relationship. And with me is a relationship expert, an accountant, a profession, an author, and relationship expert, like I said, just to help me do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm simply talking about Kaiko, ZOE. ZOE, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. It's such an honor to be here.
Yeah.
I was so excited when you approached me to ask me to be a part of this Real Insights.
Yeah.
And I'm excited today to talk about why people keep going back to toxic relationships.
And ZOE, we have a lot of such people. Looking at what the case that really happened previously, just some few days ago, someone killing the girlfriend because of love. I believe that's what was going on right there. So we'll be addressing this issue. You're the best person to talk about it. So let's just dive right into it and break it down in pieces.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. The number one thing that people say when they hear about a toxic relationship is, why doesn't this person leave? And sometimes even the people in the relationships ask themselves, why am I still here? Why can't I go? And they also keep repeating the same things, and they ask themselves, but why do I keep choosing the same type of man or the same type of woman?
Yeah.
And today I just want to help people, find out why they're doing that.
Yeah.
With the last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of physical abuse in relationships.
Yeah.
But toxic relationship is not just physical abuse; it's also emotional abuse. And I define a toxic relationship as one where the other person is constantly making you feel you're not good enough for them.
Okay.
And sometimes in terms of emotional abuse, it could be your partner is just not caring for your needs.
Yeah.
They know that they have to call you, but they just don't call you. We have now what we call in our millennial generation ghosts. They just ghost on you. People just want to go quiet on you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you cannot build relationships like that. You know what your partner needs, but you're just willing deliberately sometimes not to meet it.
Yeah.
Now, why do people do this? Number one reason I would like to give is because we have a lot of broken people on the streets, okay?
Wow.
People have not healed from their past, okay? Now, it's not just past relationships, it's also family backgrounds.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people having arguments today with their partner. Meanwhile, it's because they haven't dealt with childhood traumas. It could be you've been abused by your father, by your mother. It could be you haven't had one parent in the house. Maybe your mother ran away, maybe your father ran away. And the truth is, when you have that relationship, even today with your man or your woman, you're gonna be acting based on what the wounds that are still there.
Yeah.
So every time you see your partner, let's say insults you, or let's say talks
They
back
abuse
at
you.
You do not think about the abuse now.
Yeah.
You go back to that wound that is still open.
Yeah.
So until people learn that they need to heal from that trauma, they will continue getting into toxic relationships. Why? Because toxic has become normal to them.
Yeah.
Pain has become normal to them.
Yeah.
They don't really believe that it's possible to have a successful relationship. So they, even what they get, even if it's being beaten, if they saw their mother getting beaten, they think it's normal.
It's a normal thing because they've seen it as they were growing up.
They have seen it growing up, and they think it's normal. That's the number one reason I'd like to highlight. Number two, people are scared of being alone.
I don't want to be lonely.
People believe that being alone is lonely, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's a factor that we have to address, because if you see your friends, everyone needs. Nowadays, have you seen the number of engagements on social media?
There are lots.
There are a lot of proposals, and people see that and they're like, how can I be alone? How are my friends going to look at me? Or maybe I'm 30 years old now. I'm going to be 33.
I'm growing.
I'm growing now. For men, they feel like they'll get more respect when they get into a relationship. And you find sometimes you can be in a toxic relationship and stay there because you are thinking about all these other factors, and you think that if you're alone, you're not going to measure up to what society wants. And that is a bad reason to stay in a relationship already.
Yeah.
So even if this person is not calling you, even if this person just doesn't care about you,
you're still going to hang on in there.
You're gonna hang on
just for the society's sake.
Just for other people to say, no, at least she's at home. At least she's with someone.
Yeah.
And that is so sad. That is why people need to understand that being alone is not a disease.
It's not a curse.
It's not a curse at all. Please understand that. It's not a curse. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? People need to understand that a toxic relationship is not the normal.
Yeah, it's not normal.
No, it's not a normal relationship.
Yeah.
So that's the second reason I would like to highlight.
Yeah.
The third reason I would also like to highlight is that people can stay in toxic relationships because of financial dependence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason. You know, this person is paying your bills, and it's both male and female.
Yeah.
This person is paying your bills. This person is sending you to school. This person is doing literally everything, and you think, you know what? How can I live? How am I going to survive?
Yeah.
And you get beaten here, and you just stick it out.
How can you overcome that? Looking at the financial state of certain individuals, you depend on someone. You know, they take you to school, they pay your bills, and they live your life. How can you manage to be alone if you know that this is the person who takes care of you financially?
Okay, so what I would advise in that situation, if you have family, okay, that are doing well, or that you can even just stay with, you know, better you stay with your family, okay? Better you stay with your family. If you've got, let's say, okay, maybe you've got a qualification, get your own job, make your own money, do something, even if it's not as much. I know some people want to keep up with appearance, you know, they want
which is another problem.
Exactly.
Well, you've set a high standard and you have to maintain it, right?
You cannot be enjoying things that are not yours. You know, you cannot be living to a life that is not yours. That's just, it's temporal and it's a lie to yourself. So the best thing you can do is that start to build yourself. You know, don't rely on this person because clearly they don't appreciate you. What you want is to be in a relationship where someone appreciates you, you know. And if you are not with that person, be ready and willing to walk away. Be ready and willing to start by yourself. Start earning a salary for yourself and reduce your standard of living. It will only be temporary. You know, nowadays, you know, people die because of those relationships. You can get into depression. This person can beat you. Nowadays, people are killing each other. Is your life really is just the standard that
worth it?
Is it really worth it? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If that's if you don't have family, if you don't have qualification, when this person gives you money, start a business, start making money. You know, you really have
use
to
his money to make money.
Exactly. Even for the man, use her money to make your money. I mean, if this person won't treat you right, you cannot stay in that toxic relationship. Yeah, so I'll cover that. I know I do have one other reason that I'd like to bring up. I just remember. Okay, yeah. So basically,
I know you've talked about loneliness,
fear of being alone,
financial help, brokenness, people having healed.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, basically, I think that's those are the major reasons why people stay in toxic relationships. Oh, there's one more very important reason that has just come to me. People play the blame game. Now, if you go from relationship to relationship and they are all toxic, and in all those relationships you're always saying, this person cheated on you.
Blaming the other person.
You're always blaming the other person. I like to say it creates what I call a blind spot. Okay? The reason why people keep getting into toxic relationships is because they have created a blind spot for themselves. They never see it coming. For one simple reason, they are not learning their lessons.
Wow.
They are pointing their fingers at other people.
That's amazing.
What you have to do, you see, the only time you're going to learn that you made a mistake and learn from it is when you do an self-inventory. When you say, okay, why is it that I'm constantly going back to women that are beating me? Why is it that I'm constantly going back to women that don't treat me the way I want to be treated? You know? You have to ask yourself that question because a lot of people will come to you and say, no, he's constantly cheating on me. I found him with 3 other women. Why are you still in that relationship? It should open up your eyes to say, why am I okay with being hurt? Why do I feel it's okay? That means there's something inside of you because when you do a self-introspection, then you work on yourself. You improve yourself. That means the next time you'll be able to identify the red flags. You clear the blind spot now.
Are you able to just give us some practical steps that we can take to get out of these toxic relationships in case someone out there is going through one and they don't have a way to come out of it?
Yes, I do actually, and this is from my own personal experience. The first thing that I would advise is, which is most important, do a self-inventory. It's never easy to correct yourself. It's
Yeah.
because we always want to feel, we are the
Right.
victim. We are the victim.
Yeah.
Let me say the victim. He hurt me. She hurt me. You
Yeah.
know. And because of that, it's very difficult to sit down and say, okay, how did I do in this relationship? You know, or how did I say yes to this person in the first place? What were really my standards?
What was I thinking?
People need to look at their standards of the people they're getting into
Yeah,
relationships,
yeah.
and if they actually stick to
Match.
those standards.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once you start doing a self-inventory, believe me, you are on your way to learning. You're on your way to growth.
Yeah.
That's the first step. Number two, learn about relationships. You know, it will amaze you that people will spend 7 years in school to learn about how to work in their job. But tell me, Jonathan, have you ever read a book on relationships?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, a few people have. You are an exception.
George
but trust
Praise,
me,
yeah.
trust me, not a lot of people go out there to learn about how to make a relationship.
And yet that's the real life they're living. And they're
That-
going to spend the rest of their life.
They're not going to spend. They're not going to retire from it. You know, a job you retire,
Yeah.
but you spend 7 years. But your relationship, which is still there,
Yeah.
you don't even want to read a book. You don't even want to attend a workshop where ZOE is speaking. So go out there and learn about relationships.
Yeah. Awesome. So in case people love your presentation and they say, I want to get in touch with you, maybe I need advice from you, how can they reach you?
Okay, so please follow me on Facebook at ZOE in the making. That's ZOE, ZOE in the making. And send me an inbox. I'll be able to give you any advice that you need. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was the real life insights. We're talking about how and why. Oh yeah, now it's how you can get out of toxic relationship with ZOE, the relationship expert. Next time, again, see you. I believe that we'll get more of her. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and stay safe.